East Africa. The eastern part of Africa has 14 countries. How did they get their names? Let us find out. Comoros. The name Comoros is from the Arabic word kama, meaning moon. This is clearly depicted on the flag. Djibouti. Djibouti has a lot of interesting points. In the Afar language, it is known as Djibouti, and Djibouti in the Somali language. The etymology of the name is varied. It is actually based on ethnicity. It is postulated that a French military who had just arrived on the land met a woman carrying a cooking pot, and they proceeded to ask her the name of the place while pointing out to the ground. She thought the inquiry was about the pot, and she answered Ibuti, which means my metal cooking pot. Some researchers also say it is derived from the Afar word gabuti, meaning plate. This is an apparent reference to the geographical outlay of the area. Some also link the name to Gabud, meaning upland or plateau. Djibouti could also mean land of Tehuti or land of Thoth after the Egyptian moon god. In the Somali Isis legend, it is said that the name Djibouti comes from the name of a beast called Buti, which is a bear, that was terrorizing the people. When it was defeated, Mishi Butida Lagu Jabiye, which means the beast was defeated. Well, I personally can't see the connection to the name. But that is what another legend calls. Another etymological case links it to the Yemeni sailors who used and still navigate the Gulf of Aden. It is believed that the name Djibouti is probably a twist of the sentence Ja'al-But, which means the boat has arrived. Eritrea. The name Eritrea is derived from the ancient Greek name for the Red Sea, Erythra Thalassa, and it is based on the adjective erythros, meaning red. Eritrea is an Italian form of a Greek name that means red land. Ethiopia. The Greek name Aethiops is a compound word derived from two Greek words. The Aito means I bend, and the Ops means face. According to the Leaded Scott Jones Greek English lexicon, the expression translates as bent face in noun form and red-brown in adjectival form. The historian Herodotus used the term to refer to those parts of Africa south of the Sahara. However, it is assumed that the Greek formation may have its etymology in folklore for the ancient Egyptian term Atu Abu, which means robbers of hearts. This Greek name was borrowed into Amharic as Ethiopia. Kenya. Kenya is named after Mount Kenya. Now, the earliest recorded version of the modern name Kenya was written by German explorer Johann Ludwig Krapf in the 19th century. He did that while traveling with a Kamba caravan led by the trader Chief Kivoy. Johann Ludwig Krapf spotted a mountain peak and asked what it was called. Kivoy told him Kinya or Kimakinya, and he did so probably because of the pattern of black rock and white snow on the peak of the mountain, which reminded him of the feathers of the male ostrich. The Ajikuyu, who inhabit the slopes of Mount Kenya, call it Kirinyanga in Kikuyu, while another group, the Embu, call it Kirinya, meaning mountain of whiteness, because of its snow-capped peak. Madagascar. According to the French, in the 18th century, the Malagasy people were dubbed Malegache, which is a combination of two French words, mal and gache, which means careless work. However, Madagascar only became a French colony in 1896, and therefore it has never been proven that Malegache was a name given by the French government. This first assertion is therefore generally discarded. Now let us go into the generally acceptable basis for the Madagascar name. In 1885, Alfred Grandidier, a naturalist and French explorer, arrived in Madagascar. He conducted an in-depth study of the island. He wrote a collection of 30 volumes entitled The Physical, Natural, and Political Story of Madagascar. Now, this Frenchman discovered that Madagascar is actually Mauritius, which happened to be an island on Richard de Haldingham's world map made in the 13th century, which was also in turn inspired by a map drawn by King Idrisi of Sicily about 100 years before. Alfred Gradidier later identified that Mauritius Island is the same as Gessira al-Malai, which in Greek inversely gives us Malai Gessira. Through the passage of time, the I of Malai changed to D, giving the word Madai and Gessira, which transformed again to Gassira. The name for the island gradually evolved from Gessira Malai, Malai Gessira, Madagascar to Madagascar. Mauritius. In 1598, Dutch squadron under Admiral Wybrandt van Warwick landed at Grand Port and named the island Mauritius. This was done in honor of Prince Maurits van Nassau, holder of the Dutch Republic. Mauritius is also commonly known as Maurice in French. Rwanda. Rwanda means large or big, and it is from the Kinyarwanda language. This is the official language of the country. It was named so as a result of the gradual expansion of the land from Gasabo near Lake Muhazi to the surrounding territories. Seychelles. The Portuguese explorer Vasco da Gama discovered the then uninhabited Seychelles Island in 1502. The island was then given to the French East Indian Company in 1756 and subsequently named Seychelles in honor of Jean Moreau de Seychelles, who was the finance minister for Louis XV of France. Somalia. Somali is the oldest common ancestor of several Somali clans and is generally regarded as the source of the ethnonym Somali. Another theory is that the name is derived from the word so and mal, which together means go and milk. This interpretation differs depending on the region you are coming from. The northern Somalis said that it refers to go and milk in regards to the camel's milk. The southern Somalis use the transliteration sa mal, which refers to cow's milk. Others also propose that the term Somali is derived from the Arabic for wealthy, zawamal. This is in apparent reference to Somali riches in livestock. Some also believe that Somali is believed to have been derived from the Otomoli or Asmak, a group of warriors from ancient Egypt described by Herodotus, who were likely of Meshuesh origin. According to Flinders Petrie, Asmak is thought to have been their Egyptian name, with Otomoli being the Greek derivative of the Hebrew word smali, meaning on the left-hand side. South Sudan. In July 2011, Sudan was split into two. The southern part became South Sudan. So our focus will be on the meaning of Sudan. The name is derived from the Arabic Bilad al-Sudan, meaning land of the blacks. This was in reference to the dark skin of the inhabitants of the land. Sudan, as noted earlier, Sudan means land of the blacks, so we are not going to dwell on this again. Tanzania. The name Tanzania was created by a combination of the names of the two states that unified to create the country. That is Tanganyika and Zanzibar. It consists of the three letters of the names of the two states, Tan and Zan, and the suffix IA to form Tanzania. We've also been hearing Tanganyika. The name Tanganyika is derived from the Swahili words Tanga, meaning sail, and Nyika, meaning uninhabited plain or wilderness, thereby creating the phrase sail in the wilderness. It is sometimes understood as a reference to Lake Tanganyika. Now let's go to Zanzibar. Zanzibar comes from Zenji, which is the name for a local people that is said to mean black, and the Arabic word Ba means coast or shore. Uganda. Uganda is named after the Budanga kingdom, and that kingdom still exists today. The British officials preferred the name of the kingdom and therefore used it as the name of the colony, and it has stand up to today. Thank you very much for watching, and remember to subscribe, like, and comment.